Welcome to Sikkim Chronicle. तपाईलाई थाहा छ कि सिक्किम क्रोनिकलले हाम्रो च्यानल मार्फत धेरै इन्स्पायरिङ स्टोरीजहरू तपाईहरु माझ लिएर आउने गर्दछ. So today I'm going to introduce you with one of the very inspiring civil service officer who in fact is an IAS officer of Sikkim government. र उहाँ सिभिल tourism and civil aviation department को उहाँ additional chief secretary हुनुहुन्छ. And let me tell you that he is riding in his infield all the way from Gangtok to Okhrey. Yes, and this ride is for a purpose. किनभने उहाँहरुको जुन क्लब छ राइडर्स क्लबले चाहिँ ओखरेमा free medical health camp आयोजन गरिरहनु भएको छ. So it's my honor and pleasure to introduce you with Mr. Jay Kumar. Hello sir.
Hello, good morning Nirmal.
So we have always seen you in your formal suits in conferences, seminars. What we are seeing today is totally different. Mr. Dr. Jay Kumar with his new infield, all set to take a ride and a ride for the cause.
Yeah, it's not a new infield, rather I've been riding for about 5 to 6 years. It's a wonderful event and occasion today. Because this year we have had very many landmark achievements. For one thing, the Pakyang flights resumed, and then we see that a lot of happy-faced passengers alighting from the two aircrafts, both from Calcutta as well as from Delhi.
Yes.
And now added to the whole thing, we also now are having the first ever homestay congress.
Yes.
Because you all know that rural tourism is picking up in Sikkim in a very big way, and people in the cities want a break, they want to see the greenery, they want to see the hills, they want to spend their time and also do work, so that's a wonderful thing happening in the hilly terrains of the Sikkim. And now we want to promote rural tourism in a very big way, and homestays would very soon become the hub of activity.
Right.
Not only would it offer attractions, homely attractions to the tourists, people would savor the ethnic, the lifestyle of the Sikkimese people, but also what we would also want is, the younger generation of entrepreneurs, who take on the reins of family business and activity and operations. We want them going to farming, organic farming. We want them to do producing, agro producers, and then we want them to do things themselves. This do-it-yourself culture is something which we want to infuse in the society
DIY
of Gangtok, DIY culture, not to depend upon the outside. See, whenever you want to buy things, you want something in your house or in your farm or in your garden or wherever, one must not think of buying it from the market. You must make things. So this Make in India is something. Atmanirbhar culture is already been made popular by our Honorable Prime Minister, and we are an example, outstanding example of that, because our people also work in the farms, work in their households and so on. So we want them to make their homestays much more beautiful, ornamental. So we want to use metal fabrication. We want them to embrace mechanized agro farming. In fact, we have designed an agro farming machine. We wanted to launch it, but then we are waiting for the right occasion, maybe at a later point in time. We want the youth to embrace agriculture. We want them to use tractor-like machines, which are much more suited for small farms. In fact, we have also patented this machine, and very soon we'll be launching it. So you can all look forward to it.
You are a member of Sikkim Riders Club.
Yes.
And you have been riding, and you'll be riding throughout, throughout from Gangtok to Okhrey for the medical camp.
Yes.
Tell us about your machine.
My bike is a 500cc classic Enfield. You can see that how shiny it is, because I take care to maintain it, I polish it, I rub it, and then take special care. You can see that it's in a well-maintained, fine-tuned machine. And I'm very confident that will take me through all along many more rides, So I've had the pleasure of riding on this bike for long trips, and have another bike in Coimbatore also. Yes. So that I used to travel to Mysore and the hills and Chamundi hills and so on. So it's an exciting thing to go with the whole club, members.
But the safety ride is also a concern, wearing helmet.
Oh yes. You can see that we are all fully geared up. We have gloves. We have the right kind of boots,
yes.
And then we have the helmets. And it's a great thing. It's a nice thing to travel with your gang.
Right, sir.
Yeah.
So finally, what is your message to all the tourism stakeholders, in fact the homestay owners who are participating now in the first of its kind of homestay congress?
Yeah, the homestay owners, the managers must make themselves more competent and capable of handling their own business. It's not only that you should delight your customers, the travelers who are coming, but also give them a flavor of the unique ethnic Sikkim culture. Make them, they should be so delighted as to come back again and again, and that way we will see that, we will be an outstanding example of how happy life can be led in the villages, in the rural lifestyle and so on. And many people should increasingly get attracted to Sikkim. It's a wonderful, hilly destination, in the northeast.
Would you like to highlight something more on the medical camp which Riders Club is organizing?
Yeah, we have about 5 doctors, who are accompanying us, all specialists. And during this duration in the entire cluster, we have a homestay cluster in Okhrey. And not only the cluster of homestays, but also the villages. We would want to kind of, give them attention. And also, this is especially COVID time, we also want to ensure that, they get vaccinated, they are prepared for it, they maintain all social protocols, and lead a healthy, happy, prosperous life. That's what life is all about, right? Yeah.
So only one last thing I just wanted to ask is there has been these guidelines to the homestay owners, like hoteliers, that they should be following strictly the COVID-19 protocol.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, people have, of course, come accustomed to managing COVID. So there's a little complacency that sets in. So COVID is not gone, so it's important that to follow these protocols and whatever guideline the government does issue. Minimum safety protocols, have to be followed. The behavior has to be kind of attuned to the kind of, to see that not only do you safeguard yourself, but also others, because it is a pandemic and it is an epidemic and it is not gone. So I would also urge that, those who are plus 45, do get vaccinated, and whenever you are in gatherings and you are outside your homes, do wear a mask, and then do kind of, see that social distancing are followed, and be very hygienic, wash your hands regularly, and that's the message, and then be safe.
Thank you and all the best. Well, Dr. Jay Kumar, the additional Chief Secretary of Civil Tourism and Civil Aviation Department, here with a strong message. हामी अन्य खबरहरू लिएर आउने छौं। हेर्दै गर्नुहोस् सिक्किम क्रोनिकल।